Hi, this is Emmanuel, and today I want you to know this. Now, you may not believe me, but hey, just listen to me, okay? A painless marriage is a failing marriage. Yeah, that's right. If your marriage doesn't have pain, it's probably going to fail. Again, you're like, what is this guy talking about? Hey, look, let's go to the scripture, okay? The Bible tells us that, hey, look, a friend loves at all times. And then that same Bible says, hey, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. I'll say that again. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. That means somebody who's actually your enemy is the one that's going to be kissing you all the time. But if somebody's your friend, they're going to have to wound you at some point in time. Now, what are the things that the Bible's talking about here? It's very simple. Each one of us got some pride, we got some ego, alright? We need our pride and our ego wounded so that our marriage will actually work. We do. We got all sorts of blind spots. We're going in different places and we need to be resisted from time to time. The Bible tells us that first comes pride, then comes destruction, and a conceited or haughty spirit goes before a fall. Alright? So guess what? When pride enters into a marriage, there's a destruction of that marriage. And if you don't want pride to destroy the marriage, then you need to make sure that you wound that pride and you wound that ego. See? You should be going, ouch, every single time your ego gets wounded or your pride gets slammed to the floor. And guess who should be able to do that? It should be your spouse. And why is she doing it? Why is he doing it? He or she, they're doing it because they are your friend and they're loving you at that point in time. Okay? So love does involve a degree of pain to the other person. Why? Because pride and ego is being hurt. So here's what I would say to you. Let your spouse be your friend. Let your spouse wound you in your pride and your ego where you need to be wounded so that you can come back and humble yourself and move towards God so that things can work. See, if all you have is yes, and you're being kissed all the time, listen, it's not gonna bode well. Marriage, part of it, is so that we can be perfected and that we can get better. Alright? That's what it's about. And if you're not doing it, right, and you're just going, well, I'm just not going to tell anybody anything, you don't have a real marriage. You have an illusion of a marriage and an illusion of a relationship. That will only work for so long. I've seen people married 10 years and after 10 years, it went bad because they didn't have the conversation. At some point, somebody got sick of what's going on and then they just blow up and they're like, I can't take your pride and ego anymore. Well, don't get to that point, all right? Make sure at some point you have conversations and say, listen, you know what? This that you're doing, this thing is kind of a little bit off, you got there's some wounding over there. But guess what? That wound is just to do surgery on your pride and ego, and then there's going to be healing, and you'll find out that you feel better and your marriage is much better than what you think it is. So again, remember, a painless marriage is a failing marriage. You don't want that. Again, a painless marriage is a failing marriage. You don't want your marriage to fail, so make sure the pride and ego gets wounded as needed. Hey, I hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time.